Okay, this is part 2 of Oscar Wilde quotes. I should have worn my Irish tie. I'm wearing my French tie. Anyways, Oscar Wilde, the great Irish poet, he wrote, "There is no such thing as a moral or an immoral book. Books are either written well or badly, that is all." And this is from the preface to the Portrait of Dorian Gray, which is kind of indirectly about homosexual love. Oscar Wilde, "Some people bring happiness and laughter into whatever room they enter. Others remove it." And that's what the perfect example of my mother was. Whenever she'd walk in the room, she'd always crack jokes and we'd all start laughing. And that's a good way to go through life. No matter what you do, there's going to be difficult times. So being able to bring joy from just joking and talking is a very good thing. Oscar Wilde, "How clever you are, my dear. You never mean a single word you say. The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Only an auctioneer can be equally enthusiastic about all forms of art." That's why you got to just be yourself, because if you act phony positive all the time, then you're a fake. "Art is the most intense form of individualism the world has ever known. Whenever a community attempts to dictate to the artist what he is to do, art either entirely vanishes or becomes stereotyped or degenerates into a low and ignoble form of craft. We live in the age of the overworked and the undereducated, the age in which people are so industrious that they become absolutely stupid. Yeah, it's a privilege to have the opportunity to get educated." All right, let me get this next one ready, this quote here. "A work of art is the unique result of a unique temperament." Shrink myself here. "Indeed, the moment that an artist takes notice, it has nothing to do with the fact that other people want what they want. Indeed, the moment that an artist takes notice of what other people want and tries to supply the demand, he ceases to be an artist and becomes a dull tradesman." Yeah, you have to be hyper-individualistic to produce a great new creative work of art. Okay, so we'll continue with Oscar Wilde's opinions on art, and he was a big art critic. "Alone, without any reference to his neighbors, without any interference, the artist can fashion a beautiful thing, and he does it not solely for his own pleasure. And if he does it for any reason other than his own pleasure, he is not an artist at all. The true artist is a man who believes absolutely in himself." Yeah, the artist has to know what they're doing so they can have an objective sense to recognize when they've made a mistake or gone down the wrong path so they could correct it. So it requires a lot of objective intelligence. Oscar Wilde continues, "The public has an insatiable curiosity to know everything except that which is worth knowing. An idea that is not dangerous is unworthy of being called an idea at all. Ridicule is the tribute paid to the genius by the mediocrities." That's what he used to say when people would make fun of him. "If you wish for reputation and fame in the world, take every opportunity of advertising yourself." And then like the next line after that is, "Celebrity is contagious." So when he traveled throughout the United States, his promoters would write letters to all the famous people in whatever town he was going to so he could try to meet them, have an interview, make a newspaper article, generate more publicity. Oscar Wilde continues, "Books are never finished. They are merely abandoned. There is no art where there is no style, and there is no style where there is no unity. And unity is of the individual." Yeah, great creative ideas, they come from the individual. Same thing with science and computers. Like Steve Wozniak, the inventor of the Apple computer, the Macintosh, he said, it's an individual creative thing. And that is true. Yeah, they try to promote this idea that, it's a team. Oh, BS. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes there is a research team, okay? But most of the time, it's one person has a good idea, and they maybe get people to help them. But what I'm trying to say is our modern society, has a hatred of genius, and that's why there's not that many of them anymore. Okay, Oscar Wilde, "If you want to tell people the truth, you have to make them laugh, or they will kill you." That's also true. People get extremely angry at you when you tell the truth. You can get yourself in big trouble. You can get yourself bumped off for telling the truth. So you got to be very careful how you do it and how far you go. Anyways, that's it for Oscar Wilde for today. Hope you found that helpful.